You're a commercial diver, hull inspections, prop repairs, barnacle scraping off rich men's yachts, $22 an hour, cold water, a wetsuit with a hole in the left knee you keep meaning to patch. You've done this for 6 years. You know every dock in this harbor by smell. Tonight, a man in a gray windbreaker is waiting at the end of yours, smoking, watching the water. He doesn't introduce himself. He just sets a duffel bag on the wood between you. Inside it, $8,000 cash, rubber banded into stacks of 100, still smelling like a bank vault. "One dive," he says. "One package. No questions and no log." You look at the money. You look at the black water. You pick up your tank anyway. The harbor is 40 feet deep where he sends you, black even with your dive light on. Visibility drops to 3 feet past your own outstretched hands. Your light finds it eventually, a duffel bag, wrapped twice in contractor-grade plastic, zip-tied shut. A single GPS coordinate is written on the tag in permanent marker, nothing else. You don't open it. You've already decided you don't want to know what's inside. You hand it off on the dock. The man counts your cash out loud, twice, like a ritual. You drive home with the radio off and the windows up, hands still smelling like the harbor. The calls keep coming after that first one. Every few weeks, the same gray windbreaker, the same dock. The price climbs every single time. $8,000 becomes $15,000. $15,000 becomes $22,000 a dive. You pay off your mother's hospital bill in one envelope, in person, in cash, no explanation given. You buy a boat of your own, 18 feet, paid for outright, no loan paperwork anywhere. You tell yourself it's salvage work, recovery diving. Technically, none of it is even a lie. You stop counting how many dives it's been. You only count what's sitting in the account now. 6 months in, a delivery arrives different. The plastic has initials marked on it in black tape. Not coordinates this time. Initials. Yours. You stare at the letters for a long moment before your brain finishes the thought. The GPS pin was never really the point of any of this operation. The pin was just routing information, a formality stapled onto the real cargo. They were never tracking the package down there in the dark. They were tracking you, the diver. You stand alone on the dock long after the windbreaker man has driven away into the night. You think about walking away clean. You actually do, that night, lying awake at 3 a.m. Then you think about the boat sitting quiet in its slip, the new roof over your mother's house. $22,000 a dive is 11 months of your old salary delivered to you in a single night. You've already spent money on a life you can't fund any other way now. Not anymore. Your phone rings again 2 weeks later. You answer on the second ring, not the fifth. But here's the thing that keeps you climbing back down into that water. You were never actually offered an exit ramp anywhere along the way. You were only ever offered a price to stay quiet, and you kept accepting the raise. That first $8,000 wasn't a payment for one dive. It was the hook setting itself in deep. Every dive since has just been you swallowing that same hook a little further down. A routine pickup, 8 months in now. Same black water, same coordinates, same 18-foot depth. 40 feet down, a spotlight suddenly cuts white through the surface high above you. Not the windbreaker man's boat this time. A patrol hull, engine idling directly overhead. You can't surface yet. Decompression stop. 18 feet, 8 full minutes. Absolutely no shortcuts. You hang there for 8 minutes with cartel cargo strapped tight across your own chest. Your air gauge ticks lower. The patrol boat's hull doesn't move. 8 minutes feels like an hour. The patrol boat finally drifts off. You count to 60 in your head before you dare rise. You break the surface, gasping for air, alone, your own dock sitting empty up ahead. Then headlights flick on. 2 cars, parked exactly where only the windbreaker man has ever stood. These aren't his men. You've never seen either of their faces before tonight. They already know your name. You understand, finally, standing dripping on that dock, that the job was never the dive itself. The real job, the whole time, was learning exactly how deep $8,000 can bury a person alive. You're still underwater. You just don't need a tank to feel it anymore.